Have you ever had the Mega Gold bonus event come around with the Mega Magazine bonus or the event item bonus or the Cosmic Crystal bonus? You know, the one that combines with the slot machine. You ever said to yourself, man, it's given me 4,000 gold. I wonder how, what's the math here? Like if I spent, 100, 200 spins, would I break even? And we had that event come by and I decided to not spin it 1 or 200 times. We had the magazine bonus. I buy magazines and melange. I figured, why not spend it, 500 times? So that's what we're doing today. Greetings, Commanders! All right, we had the Mega Magazine bonus, Mega Gold bonus event come by yesterday, and I had to reshoot the video because I just misspoke too many times. I didn't like the quality of the video, and I didn't hammer home the point of this video. And I want to get the too long didn't read out of the way at the beginning. If you're watching this video because this event just came to you, then this is what you need to know. The slot machine game, which changes every other day with the vending machine game, which is what today is as I'm filming this. The slot machine game can have a bonus where not only do you get an increased chance of gold or higher gold, it goes from 1,000 to 4,000, you also can get a Mega Magazine bonus where the grand prize is 50 magazines and more magazines along the way. Or instead of magazines, it can be cosmic crystals, the faction crystals that you use to repurpose gems. Or it can be an event item. Sometimes you get it for the Eye of Abyss shards or, whatever the item they're giving away. But ultimately in this event, it's a very lucrative event because magazines are worth 40 gold apiece if you buy one, get one. And melange is worth 28 point something gold. Wait, 28 point something gold is worth one melange. 28 point something melange is worth 1 gold. And I'll break the math down here in a bit. But the long story short of it is for the first 250 spins, I did pretty well. I have the spreadsheet here, and I know spreadsheet videos are terrible, so I'm going to try and just give it to you in quick words, and then you can look at the math here for reference. For those of you guys that are in the Theory Crafting Think Tank, I'll put this spreadsheet in the line or Discord group, and then anyone else can just hold spacebar and compare my numbers to theirs. It's pretty straightforward here, so shouldn't be too difficult for you. So here's what I decided to do. I realized that buy one, get one mags are always 40 gold for a magazine. So because everyone spends a ton of gold on magazines, you can decide how you want to get them, right? You can farm your magazines, you can spend gold and buy one, get one, or you can play the Mega Slots game. Well, if you want to know what it costs, this is it. Because you pay for magazines and melange, it's one of those things where I just say whatever the value of those two things I get back is, I'm just going to take off the bottom line. And whatever the remainder is, whatever the cost extra is what I end up paying for all the other items, right? Because you get magazines and melange, and of course gold, but the gold you just end up reusing. But not only do you get magazines and melange, you get energy soda, 24-hour power-ups, 8-hour power-ups, and actual resources you can use to turn into, food, parts, electricity, gas, cash. And so here's the math, right? So I started off, it took, and just so you know, every 250 spins took about a half an hour. It was like 8 seconds between spins. It was a long time. So 500 spins took over an hour to do. But all I had to do was just write down my starting gold, write down my starting melange, and then just spin. Oh, of course, I deleted all the power-ups because you can just you can absorb those in the space station shop. And I'll show that maybe at the end just for reference. But the other thing is during this Mega Bonus Slot Machine event is the only time you can get energy soda. Energy soda is the item that lets you refill your commander's energy so they can keep attacking Explorer or other ships or more monsters. And they're priceless. You can't buy them. So the only way to get them is to play the magazine slots or the mega slots. And what I learned is that the cost of slots after 500 spins, basically you break even on magazines and melange. You basically break even. You will get as much gold back in magazines as melange as you spend on those slots. So what you need to decide is if you're not sure how much you want to spend on the slots, just figure out how many power-ups you need. Because these power-ups, you should keep these running all the time. Those 8 and 24-hour power-ups, you run them right here. And you're saying, oh, Melt, you have red resources. You shouldn't have your power-ups running. No, don't worry. The red resources are continuing to gather resources. And when I do fall under the red threshold, I can click those and boom, instead of getting back, whatever they say, 800,000, I'll end up getting up to 8 million, I think. 8 million is the cap. What did Duff come up with? I don't know. In the live stream, he was talking about it. But anyway, what does this mean? Well, I don't want to make this video go on too long. If you are watching this video, here's what you need to know. Here's the conclusion of it. One more time. The amount of gold you spend, it doesn't matter. If you want to spend 200 times or 500 times, you will break even on just magazines and melange that they give back to you. Because the items that you get will automatically turn into melange once you're full. Or you can just delete them yourself. And then, of course, the magazines are worth 40 apiece. Then you basically break even. Now, there's a 10 or 15% luck factor here, for or against you. So, consider that in. But along the way, I picked up 50 body armors. I picked up 50 heavy pistols, which I use for Armor of the Tyrant and Titan crafting, the legendary items. I picked up 260 8-hour power-ups, 262 24-hour power-ups, and 124 energy sodas, essentially for free, because I buy magazines and melange anyway. So when this event comes around, you can do the math just like I did. Throw out a spreadsheet like this, start with your gold number, and then, make room. And this is how I did it. You can see how I did it. But that was the ultimate test there. 500 spins is a pretty good average. And I always knew it was a good event. Every once in a while, you roll the, pull the thing, and you end up getting 4,000 back to back, and you end up gaining a bunch of gold. It's a really good event, and it turns out that the devs make the odds kind of in your favor that you'll at least get buy one, get one mags and melange to break even. And then just for playing the game, they load you up with sodas, 24-hour power-ups, 8-hour power-ups, and a bunch of resources and extra parts you can use for crafting. So play the game. Do the pull the slot machines. If you need magazines and you need power-ups and sodas and resources, pull the slots until you have enough of the power-ups as you need, because it doesn't cost you extra gold or magazines along the way. So that's what I found. I don't know. Maybe I got really lucky. I definitely got lucky on the first 50, the second 250, but then at 500, you can tell my luck kind of fell off here. Literally, the first 50, I ended up, it only cost me less than 600 gold. And I ended up getting 12 sodas, 28 power-ups, 31 8-hour power-ups. After 250, my luck started to balance out a little more. I still did really well, but at 500, I ended up losing less than about 5% of my gold. So 5% of my gold went to all the energy sodas, the 24-hour, 8-hour power-ups and resources and body armors and heavy pistols. So I tried to make it short. This video did not end up short. I kept repeating myself. I feel like when I made the first video, I didn't kind of drive it home that you will break even on magazines and melange. But along the way, just for playing the game, they load you up with sodas, 24-hour power-ups, 8-hour power-ups, items to craft with, and a bunch of resources. I ended up with 3 million total after you calculate, that food and parts are worth twice as much as electricity and gas. But that's what I ended up with. Basically an extra 1.5 million food, 1.5 million parts, and all those items. So, yeah, if you were curious about what this event does and what the math was, well, for me, that's what it was. And, yeah, if you feel like spending some gold and playing the slots, it's not a bad idea. So I hope that helps. I hope that this event wasn't particularly better or worse than any other event. Sometimes, the odds and events do change. So hopefully this one stays consistent. If anyone has a horror story or better luck, let me know. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.